The sports you love, the teams you can't live without.
Get a sense of urgency!
This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson on 97.5 The KSL Sports Zone.
What you got Wednesday? What's the deal? Jake Scott rules, Ben's out to steal. Bozo takes their spinning around. Flush it down, flush it down. Emo skater
Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Join JJ and Alex today at RGS Exteriors from 3 to 6, 4235 Farm Road in West Jordan. If you're new to the show, What You Got Wednesday, we do it every Wednesday. Ben and I go head-to-head in 2 5-selection drafts, one sports-related, one not, and then we put it out for a vote.
Nailed it. Hit the script perfectly.
Christian, what happened last week?
Last week, most boring sports teams. Ben won.
Finally.
60-40.
I needed a slump buster.
And then people we'd switched lives with for a month. Jake won 64-36.
Okay.
I would have rather won that one.
Okay.
I thought our boring...
Well, when you start making up jobs like perfect CIA agent who doesn't have any responsibilities gets to know all the secrets. Yeah.
That exists. I told you the job. The guy in charge of the records keeping.
Let me know when you meet somebody who does that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway.
All right.
Anywho.
So we're starting with sports, and Jake goes first.
And I go first.
And what's our subject today? Topic today?
Today we're going to do the best mean coaches. I'm paraphrasing.
Does it have to be just mean? I think jerk sums it up better.
Yeah, jerk coaches. This
jerk
is
coaches.
Inspired by Sean Payton, who you and I both agree is probably a jerk.
Huge jerk.
But was talking about Caleb Williams. We know what he said about Nate Hackett a couple years ago.
He talks about...
must be the dumbest person who's ever lived who had this job last.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah.
But kind of a jerk thing
But it's
to
an
say.
archetype of coaches, and there are several. I think just by having the number one overall pick, you're going to win this draft. Because I think it's that obvious.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm going to write it down.
Now I feel pressure.
I'm going to write it down.
I'm going to take Bob Knight. Because he's got to be the most notorious.
Bob Knight, number one. No question about it.
And the part of the thing is you have to put up with the jerk because they
won.
They win all the time.
And he yielded all this power in the state of Indiana and at Army and all these places. You know, he was just, and it's when you can go back and watch Hoop Dreams, right? He's in Hoop Dreams. He yielded all the power in a recruiting hotbed.
Uh-huh.
So you just wanted to go play for him. It was like,
and treated people
and
just
he knew it.
horrendously.
Yeah. Terrible.
Bob Knight.
Ridiculous. All right. I will go with the modern Bob Knight. I think Dan Hurley is the biggest jerk right now in coaching.
By a mile.
Dan
Absolutely.
And I was like slow to buy into it, and I wanted to think that Dan Hurley was okay. I don't get it. The walking off, hope they don't do to you, Florida, what they did to us in the tournament, or maybe they lost to Florida. I can't remember who he's talking about. You mean your team wasn't good enough this year after winning back-to-back titles?
Yeah.
Dan, you're not owed anything.
And the only reason you can behave that way is
because you won.
Is because you won.
And guess what? You're winning because you're at UConn. I mean, you're a good coach, but a lot of guys could win at UConn.
Let me think. I'm going to go with good old Bob Huggins.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And he didn't even win that much.
Yeah. Not a nice guy.
Has
been fired for not being a nice guy, essentially, right? Very controversial phone calls.
Very much.
I will go with resident jerk, meaning just because he's like kind of in our circle. I'm going to go with Mike Gundy. Mike Gundy's a notorious jerk.
Yeah.
And why, though he and Witt have so much in common on the field.
Witt is not a jerk.
Witt is not a jerk at all. I get
not.
why if you were like, had never met him, you're like going to Big 12 Media Day, you're like, oh, I'm a little nervous about talking to Witt. Witt, I think, rules. He's a very nice person.
This is why this is kind of a challenging draft, because being salty is not being a jerk. Witt's got a little salt there, but he's not a jerk about it.
If you were to Google it, and I'll say it after, because I don't want to talk about somebody that could
No, because my next pick is a little outside of the box. But I'm going to say Greg Popovich.
Okay.
Who was the biggest jerk to the media in the history of jerks. And he just treated people so poorly because he could.
And he really did. And everyone who knows him loves him. Talked to Will Hardy about
Whatever.
him, Mike Brown, whatever. I've talked to a million coaches because everyone comes from his tree, loves him. But he was a jerk to people. It's not really excusable either. It was kind of pathetic.
I mean, does he treat people at the store when he goes there that
Right.
way because they're
Right.
just normal people trying to do their, like, you know what I mean? The service people? I don't
I'm
know.
with you. And you know what? The problem is people who came from his tree turned into jerks, I think, partly because of him. Not realizing if his was a bit or a gag or whatever, some people adopted it. Which means that's the impression you gave to people.
Yeah.
Not Will, though.
No, I think Will's a nice guy.
No,
For
if
now.
you're in the
We'll
club,
See if I can get him mad.
if you're in the coaching thing or whatever, if you're able to show membership, he probably treats you like a normal human being.
Yep.
But if you're not, and you dare ask him a question about, I don't know, basketball, he's going to make you feel like you're 1 inch tall.
Yep.
And
Yes.
that's true jerk behavior.
All right, I'm going to go with Bill Belichick. How do you spell Belichick? Belichick? I probably spelled this wrong. I apologize to Bill. Do we think Bill's a jerk? I've heard, I mean, we've talked to people who played for him, and people like him. He's just kind of, I've talked to media members from the area who said, oh, if he were to like come into your studio, he would just ask you a million questions. He's just a super curious guy. He's like, not that horrible, but he certainly gives off that impression.
I'm going to go ahead and take the inspiration for the draft, Sean Payton.
Okay.
Just calling people out left and right. And lest we forget, he was the Bounty Gate happened under his
That's true. That's right.
under his watch there in
Good
New
call.
Orleans. So yeah, gonna go with Sean Payton.
All right. I'm going to go because I think you could be saving this, and I don't want you to get it with your fifth pick. But it's a little outside the box. I'm going to go with Bella Caroli.
Oh, I would never have picked Bella.
Okay.
Certainly qualifies.
Seeming is somebody who's the opposite of like the Greg Popovich, right? Who like you talk to him and it seems like all of his media, and you only saw him at the Olympics. If you don't remember, Bella Caroli was the women's gymnastic coach throughout the prime in the 90s, et cetera. Obviously the great gold medal in 92. But like behind the scenes was borderline evil, you know, and put these girls through just horrendous stuff. And I say girls because these are 15-year-olds and 16-year-olds and, you know, putting them in situations that were absolutely hideous. So Bella Caroli.
Okay, Ben, I'm not going to take who I kind of want to take because he was nice once to me personally. Actually, more than once to me personally.
Okay.
But I will take his inspiration. Woody Hayes.
Okay.
Punched a player. That's how he got fired. But, yeah, he was Urban Meyer's hero.
You could have easily just taken Herb.
I know, but he was nice to me personally multiple times.
And people love him here. And he wasn't mean to everybody here. But you know what? I heard horror stories about him too.
Horror stories
Yeah.
for sure.
Which things have you never heard about Witt?
But he never
Kalani. To that
he
point.
never punched anybody. Like
He kicked his kicker.
well, well, that was in Jacksonville. There's a rumor he punched one of his coordinators.
Yeah.
You can guess which one. Not Kyle Whittingham. But I don't think he ever punched a player.
You don't punch
At
Kyle
Utah.
Whittingham. That was the smartest thing Urban ever did, was not punch Kyle Whittingham. Kyle would charge you through the wall like Juggernaut from X-Men.
Yeah, probably would not have gone well.
Yeah, you would lose that one.
No, I considered taking Urban, like I said, but he was nice to me personally, so I took his mentor.
All right. That's a good pick. There's a lot on the board for me. There's several we're leaving off here. It's a good draft. Good point. I think this was a good pick. I'm going to go with Michael, don't call me Mike Malone.
Oh, good one.
Classic jerk. Real jerk. I mean, literally got fired for being
Because
a jerk
no one likes him.
24 months after winning a title. And I'm going to call him Mike.
Yeah,
Mike
write
Malone.
Mike on there.
Yeah. In quotations.
No, that's a good one. I feel like we did leave a lot left
There's
out
a ton,
there.
and there's some classic names out there as well. Christian, anything that came to mind that we didn't draft for you?
Was Gruden mean?
John Gruden?
You know, Gruden's a jerk. I don't think there's a lot of argument against him being a jerk, though I think people liked him.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if Gruden exudes a ton of jerk behavior while being a coach. I don't know. He was kind of intense.
Mike Ditka, famously a jerk. Joe Mazzulla right now is
Kind of a jerk.
or a strange person. Bobby Petrino.
That would have been a good one.
Bobby Petrino would have been good. What's his name? Who's coaching at St. Joe's right now? Who was at Louisville?
Oh, Rick
forever?
Pitino.
Rick Pitino. And like, you got to depend on like, are you a jerk with how you treat people off the floor, specifically like the people you're closest to?
No, see, that's why I
Or
liked
are
it.
you a
It's
jerk
all
because of-
encompassing.
Okay, so the name I didn't mention is like people think Jerry Sloan was a jerk and was not.
He was not.
He was not. But if you were to like Google mean coaches, I bet you Jerry shows up on half the list.
That's why there's a difference between a jerk and salty. You can be a salty coach or a disciplinarian or whatever. You
Yeah.
don't have to be a jerk. Jerry Sloan, I never saw him interact with anybody behind the scenes in anywhere and any way else than a class act. And I
Yeah.
saw him like at the gas station and stuff.
Right,
and people
exactly.
would go up and
Yep.
he would class act 1,000%.
Yep.
Would not qualify for this.
Agreed. But you know what? Speaking of Greg Popovich, I mean, Joe Mazzulla is from the Greg Popovich tree, right? Ime Udoka, I think, is from the Greg Popovich tree.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, where are they learning some of this behavior? Probably from their coach. And it's
Probably
like
that guy.
It's like the people who watch Wolf of Wall Street, which leads us into our next draft, and are like, oh, Leo's the hero. It's like, he's the bad guy. You recognize that, right? That's the bad guy. People are like, no, he's cool. It's like, no, he's horrible.
Defrauding people. And
He's a bad guy. And you wonder if some
okay, recap.
of his coaches.
Jake, you had the number one pick. You went Bob Knight, Bob Huggins, Greg Popovich, Sean Payton, and Woody Hayes. Ben went Dan Hurley, Mike Gundy, Bill Belichick, Bella Caroli, and Mike Malone.
Dan Hurley was a good pick.
Good list. I'm surprised you did. Well, I got him number one of my board, right? Yeah, Dan Hurley.
That was a good pick.
That was a good draft.
All right. Now we
can't
have
believe we haven't done that yet.
The not sports draft is
Super pumped for this one. We're going to go with people named after animals.
People with animal names.
People with animal
people
names.
with animal names.
Inspired by one Bear Bachmeyer.
Is there a automatic? You have the number one pick here. Is
Oh,
there
do I
a-
have the number one pick?
Is there an automatic?
I think there is. I think it's got to be Tiger.
Okay.
Tiger is either the best or the second best golfer of all time. Still relevant.
Thanks for clarifying that you meant Woods and not Bachmeyer.
Correct. Not the lesser of the brothers, with all due respect. Certainly generating less publicity.
For our intents and purposes, I think that was probably the one.
Tiger Woods.
You know what? My number one. No, I can't do that right out of the. I'm not going to do that right out of the gate. Let's see. I'm going to go with Robin Williams.
It's a good pick. He was on my board.
Yeah, legend.
And Robin, yeah, named after the bird. I don't know if he's actually named after the bird, but
Robin.
it is also a bird name. Speaking of bird names, up my alley, give me one Tony Hawk.
I was going to take it to crush your soul. I was going to take. Then I thought to myself, I cannot have my number one pick be Tony Hawk.
But it's a great number two pick.
I did think about that though. Ben, I'm going to go with Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, good pick.
I just watched Back to the Future.
Oh, did you?
Well, we watched Back to the Future 1 with my kids a couple weeks ago, and then we just watched the second one.
Fox is a good name. Foxes, there's a lot of foxes.
Yeah.
So it's a good one. All right. Well, let's see. That's off the board. All right. I will go with, I hate to go three athletes in a row. It's really boring.
I know where you're going.
Larry Bird.
Yeah. Lawrence Bird.
Really looked like a bird, too. Had a real bird face.
I think I'm losing this one. Ben, I'm gonna.
You got two great picks. What are you talking about?
I'm gonna go back-to-back Foxes, so to speak.
Okay.
With Megan Fox.
Megan Fox. All right. You could have gone all foxes if you wanted to.
A lot of foxes out there.
She's a fox.
That is what I was implying. You were catching up to that.
I'm gonna go outside of the box here. John Cougar Mellencamp.
All right. Now, the Cougar section of his career, not his best.
I think that's fair. But no one talks about him as John Mellencamp.
Yeah,
Anymore.
He's back to just John.
Is he?
Mellencamp. Yeah.
Oh, I should go back to the Coug.
He is no longer that. Now, there was some debate on like what is a nickname and whether it would count or not.
Uh-huh.
The Golden Bear, Jack Nicklaus.
I don't think so. I think that's a pure nickname, right? That's
I veto.
more than like, yeah, I'm with you. Because like Tiger Woods is Tiger Woods. I think that's too much just a nickname.
The Golden Bear. Everybody knows him as the Golden
I
Bear.
don't think they do. I think that's too much of a nickname.
I kind of think Dirty Pool by you.
I think wrong.
Okay, I'm going to go with Yusuf Islam, but you may
Okay,
know him as
yeah.
Cat Stevens.
Yeah, absolutely. Legend. I'm a Cat Stevens guy.
I'm aware.
All right, I don't necessarily endorsing this person, but it's a good name. It's a great name. Wolf Blitzer.
You love old Wolfie.
Do I?
Talk about him nonstop.
I just like the name Wolf. If I had guts, I would have named my kid Wolf.
I'm going to go with this pick, and you know what? This probably won't give me all that many votes because Christian's generation, there's no way they've heard of this guy, but whatever. Legend. Howlin' Wolf.
Yeah. Saved our wolves for last. Blues musician, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, to call him influential would be
An understatement.
a huge understatement. All right.
Christian names we forgot.
Who do we leave out?
Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Dog the Bounty Hunter's a good one. Jamie Foxx. 2 X's.
Bear Grylls.
Bear Grylls.
Dick Wolf.
Dick Wolf. Law and Order fame.
Adam Ant.
Yeah. Musician.
Bob Crane, but I don't think many people know who he is. Probably. If they do, it's for a
Yeah.
really bad reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
I found a list that had Taylor Swift on it. Because
Okay.
Swift
Swift's a bird.
is the name. It's not, but it's not the name of a bird. It's the name of a group of birds. So
Okay.
I didn't think it would really count.
Okay.
A group of one particular bird.
Okay.
Because I looked it up.
How does no one name their kid Shark? Like whale.
There's some guy named Shark running for mayor of Sandy. I drove by his
Should draft him.
his thing the other day.
Seal. There is Seal, the musician.
Anybody else, Christian?
The rapper Tyga.
Yeah,
Okay.
Tyga's good.
All right. Do we need to do a recap?
Dennis Lindsay's son was married to a woman named Tiger.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
We always need a recap. Ben, you had the number 1 pick. You went Tiger Woods, then Tony Hawk, Larry Bird, John Cougar Mellencamp, and Wolf Blitzer.
Kind of fell off after Larry Bird.
Jake went Robin Williams, Michael J. Fox, Megan Fox, Cat Stevens, and Howlin' Wolf.
Cat Stevens was a good pick. It's my favorite pick of yours.
Yeah, I don't feel as strongly about the second as I do the first. I think I creamed you in the first one.
You think so?
I do.
Well, you got Bob Knight, and that's going to get a lot of votes.
All right, stay tuned. We wrap up the show. Coming up next, Jake and Ben, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.